Alrighty,
That would be a bold move, doing a playthrough and then doing a playthrough of the remastered version one after another. Like, all right,
playing the original version of the game, then into the remaster of the
yes.
game? Oof, I can't imagine doing a playthrough of original Drake's Fortune, then into remaster of Drake's
That'd be
Fortune.
really tough.
That'd be, but we're not doing that.
Don't worry, guys. You've not been fooled.
We're playing Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, which is transitioning from original to remaster wouldn't be nearly as bad, because this game did not have as many problems as Uncharted 1. But you may have heard a third voice in the crowd, or seen her name on the title card.
Hi!
I'm Jacob.
I'm Joey.
I'm Aidan!
Aidan's joining us this time around for reasons that we're going to get into in just a minute. We're playing Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, following up our previous
What is the
playthrough.
options button right here?
Oh, that will give you all the options for the game that you would just get in its own menu, but you can just hit X and go in there.
Okay.
just go ahead and get in. The only thing that I miss about in this version is that I'll probably include it on screen, is that in the PlayStation 3 version there was a unique Naughty Dog boot up screen of a bunch of, like, it was snow on the ground, and then the wind blows and wipes it all away, and there's ice that's all scratched up underneath it, and Naughty Dog is on the ice. That's kind of cool. But anyway,
we got a neat screen. We got some dynamic stuff happening. We got birds.
Yeah, so
we got the thing from the load screen.
The first game had the map stuff. Obviously, we talked about previously. This game, this time around, we have this environment rendered in the background, which is how the original PlayStation 3 release of the game was too. Motion blur and brightness are already all turned off. It might mimic our settings from. Go to audio and see if the audio levels have also changed. They have. It's mimicking all of our settings from the first game.
Beautiful.
There are going to be some unique settings for this game.
This was in the first one too.
I know, but I'm just saying there will probably be a couple of unique things, but it's probably going to be most. It looks like most of it's going to be preserved.
There they are.
They're on.
Yeah,
okay.
Good. It is preserved all of our stuff from the way that it used to be, so that's good. You can turn off photo mode if you want to.
No, I want to. You did it a lot by accident. It's time for me to do it a lot by accident.
Alrighty, so we're here today, folks. Obviously, Joey and I completed a playthrough of Uncharted 1, Drake's Fortune, which you may or may not have watched. I don't know. You may have skipped that one and gone straight to 2, because a lot of people know that this game has a much better kind of reputation than the first one. Aidan over here, she has not watched the first playthrough. She was not in the first playthrough. She doesn't know nothing. There's a couple of reasons that we're doing this that I've talked with you guys about a little bit, but have not really shared with the audience. So the first game, as we talked about in the first playthrough, was a fairly big deal in the PlayStation, in that there was nothing else on the PlayStation 3 close to launch, and it even came out, almost a year after launch, right? There was just not a lot of quality stuff on the PS3 early on.
PS3 has no games.
Has no games, at least in the early days. And Uncharted 1 was, as we talked about in our playthrough, Joey, it's a fun little romp, but also we beat it in like 2 sittings.
We sure did.
And we sure didn't go through like a super duper intense high rate. There was no multiplayer, nothing else extra. It did not light the world quite on fire. Plus, at that point, the PlayStation 3 was still like $600 or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So paying $600 for your Blu-ray player and then another $60 for a game that you can beat in an afternoon, wasn't the best situation in the world. This game's a little bit longer. Also, in the original version, not in the remaster, had multiplayer. But generally, this game wound up being a much, much, much bigger deal. Whereas Uncharted was like borderline a cult hit of like, oh, if you have a PlayStation 3 within that time period, you'll probably get Uncharted 1. But even then, a lot of people didn't. This was a game that people bought the system for, circa 2009. This game, thanks to a bunch of things, one of them being one of the most impressive E3 demos ever by the standard of then it turned out to be real. Obviously, we've seen a lot of impressive, game demos and demonstrations over the years that then turned out to be fraudulent. This game had a knock your socks off E3 demo in 2009 when, number one, we were all a little bit more willing to accept those anyway, because while we've been burned by stuff like the Killzone 2 trailer, stuff like that before, it wasn't as common. We now live in a post-Cyberpunk 2077 world, which I think might be the worst it's ever been, I think.
Maybe.
For a game that actually came out, unless there's a game that literally got canceled, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of people would say BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, sure. BioShock Infinite, that pretty big downgrade from some of the early stuff. But this game had a pretty impressive E3 demo, a bunch of other stuff, some extremely positive buzz surrounding it, great marketing. It wound up doing quite well for itself. This came out in the same fall as, like, Batman Arkham Asylum, Modern Warfare 2, Assassin's Creed 2, and it came out of nowhere, and again, nobody really cared about Uncharted 1, and this was winning Game of the Years and stuff left and right, taking over. I distinctly remember there is a single level, and it's not that it's really that important, but I remember that year IGN was doing like their Thing of the Year awards or whatever, and one of them was like Locations of the Year, And Arkham Asylum was one of the ones. The whole location of that game as a single, really, Arkham Asylum is super duper well designed, really iconic game at this point now, where people, think about a lot.
Yeah.
Even though people make fun of those Batman Arkham games sometimes now. That first game, had stuff. It hit people for a reason. A single level from this was on that up against Arkham Asylum, and people didn't go, oh, what a joke. Anyway, but the reason that we're here that we have Aidan included in this one, and that we haven't told her that much about the first game, other than it stars a dude named Nathan Drake. He pals around with a couple of friends, and they look for El Dorado, is because that was more than most people knew when they went into this one. There was not really it wasn't a super duper popular thing at the time, and including myself, I think I said during the first playthrough, I'd watched an LP of the first game, but I went into this game, I'm not sure I'd even finished the LP by the time that I started playing this one. And while I think that this game does not, like, Joey, you're still going to have a blast with this, even though we just finished Drake's Fortune like a week or two ago or whatever now. But there are certain aspects of this game that I think simply do not hit quite as hard if you've done the first one. Not because of any particular tricks or twists or whatever, but just because structurally this game is, in many ways, it feels like the first game was a dry run. It feels like the first game was a test, and this game is, okay, now let's take all these concepts where we didn't have the money and the time, and let's blow them up to a completely new and improved scale.
Kind of like Demon Souls to Dark Souls.
Demon Souls to Dark Souls is honestly kind of a little bit of a fair comparison. And also in terms of who it hit, because nobody played Demon Souls, and then Dark Souls wound up being a really big deal. But with this game, like I said, we haven't really told Aidan pretty much anything about the first game. What do you know about the first game? Aidan, I asked Joey this question at the beginning of the last one. What do you know about Uncharted?
So, before you told me what you told me about the first game, I knew that the main character's name was Drake, and that it was kind of a treasure hunting game. And I feel like I have a vague mental image of a scene that may not even belong to this franchise, of Drake on a train in some snow on a mountain.
That's a mental image that you have, eh? Joshua says, I wonder where that image came from the other side of the room.
And that's
interesting.
That's kind of it.
That's more than I had.
Joey went into this with basically just, it's Indiana Jones and the main guy is named Nathan Drake, and that was about all he had.
I don't think I could have told you Nathan. I just knew Drake.
Hey, well, there we go. We're going in. Well, as we saw, I showed you the very beginning of the first one. The first game is called Drake's Fortune. It's a bit of a double meaning because it's also about Sir Francis Drake, obviously, in addition to the main character being named Nathan. But anyway, I'm going to remember it this time because I always forget to talk about it at the beginning of the playthrough. I always have to edit it in later. Really fast, our spoiler policy for the comments section. If you want to talk about spoilers for anything that happens later in this game, or indeed for anything that happens later on in the Uncharted series, please keep in mind there are people watching along with this who may be experiencing the games for the first time. So if you don't mind, in your comment, write down, I'm going to have spoilers for insert name of game here, or later in Uncharted 2 here. Hit enter a bunch of times, and then say whatever you need to say, so that way all of your spoilers are hidden behind a read more prompt for anyone who is not familiar with the material.
It'll be much appreciated. I absolutely hate getting spoiled for stuff like that.
That being said, if it's something that happened in the previous game, Drake's Fortune, or if it happens in the episode that you're currently watching, that's totally fine. If it hasn't happened yet, by the end of the episode that you're currently commenting on, it's considered a spoiler. So just keep that in mind as we go through to make this a comfortable experience for everybody. Please and thank you. But I think that's probably enough prelude. I'm sure that I'm forgetting something that I wanted to talk about on the main menu with you guys. But I think that's about it. Yeah, just wanted to make sure everybody kind of understood. We wanted Aidan here to have the additional fresh perspective of someone who hasn't even seen the first game. Also, this is the other thing I knew I wanted to say. Joey, you playing this are going to recognize a lot of design hallmarks because in much the same way that for the last 20 years, everyone's been ripping off Halo, and for the last 15 years, everybody's been ripping off Call of Duty Modern Warfare. For the last 10 years, everybody's been ripping off this game.
Okay.
This wound up being
interesting.
It's just in terms of not literal specific elements, but a lot of design elements and touchstones of kind of things that wound up happening in these games. And specifically, this game was in the late 2000s. a lot of people really liked it, but it also led to a lot of, I think because it got so popular, a lot of hatred towards the really tight, linear, story-driven games, because this was kind of the apex of that 7th gen PlayStation 360, going through all these relatively, linear, cinematic shooter type things, and we got to this, which is in many ways the crowning achievement of that time period, that genre of video game. And then also it caused a lot of people to start breaking down everything that they hated about the entire style of presentation of these games, which then led into the open world craze of the first couple of years of the 2010s. That also then led to the fatigue of Ubisoft games, and Skyrim was pretty close to this, obviously. Because Skyrim in many ways was the apex of, oh yes, woohoo, we love open world games again. And then a few years later, everybody was like, I'm sick of open world games. Can we go back to really tightly scripted, controlled experiences, please? But yeah, so that's another aspect of Aidan. Obviously, Aidan plays some video games. She's a bit of a gamer lady over there. She's not as much of a gamer dude bro as Joey is, though.
Yeah.
So a lot of aspects of this game that Joey may not be quite as thrilling to you because you've seen these tricks done a few times. Aidan, I'm willing to bet a lot of this is going to be completely fresh, even conceptually for her.
Ooh.
So that's another benefit of having this third person along for this playthrough. So.
I get to be in Ooh Puppies again.
A little bit, yeah. Except that didn't actually get to happen on camera. That was just you and me talking about Kingdom Hearts. We talked about it in the discussion video.
Yeah,
way back in the
pretty
day.
sure.
But that's enough prelude. If I think of anything else, we'll talk about it during the game. Whatever. Damn it. Let's get in here.
All right.
New game, campaign. Joshua and I were debating what the appropriate experience for this was for you, Joey.
Okay.
Obviously, you've been replaying the first one on your own time.
Yes, very little. I've been just blasting through it.
That's another thing we need to talk about there. I remembered another thing we were supposed to talk about on the main menu. We didn't talk about this during the first playthrough, because I saw people asking who's playing the first game before it actually released, and I was playing it, right? The reason we're doing that is we're gonna exchange control on a per game basis. I'm gonna do the first one, Joey's gonna do the second one, I'm gonna do the third one, Joey's gonna do the fourth one. We're doing this for a couple of reasons. Number one, the first game is the jankiest of the bunch, as Joey's probably experiencing now that he has his hands on it.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
haven't even been playing it as a cover-based shooter, because the cover sucks. We covered that already.
I knew that me playing it would probably make that a much smoother and a more enjoyable experience. But this way, with you doing 2 and 4, you, Joey, are getting the absolute optimal gameplay experience with the series. I'm going through all of the gameplay low points, really. I really don't know what, because 3 is fun. 3, just something about it feels weird. We'll talk about that when we get there. Not important right now. Anyway, I think, Joshua and I were talking, we think it might be best if we go hard on this one. If we have to, we'll bump it back to normal, but I think hard is going to be the better experience, at least for a while. Maybe we'll reduce it later if I feel like you're not being allowed to experiment enough and try out wacky stuff.
Gotcha.
There's no harm, no foul in changing the difficulty, but we're gonna start out on hard this time around for a slightly different experience. But that's it. I got nothing else to say, I hope. I said I had nothing else to say and then I remembered, 2 extra things. But
That's fine.
First game we start out with our quote from Drake. This game we start out with a quote from Marco Polo.
I'm on a boat and...
Are you on a boat? We were on a boat in the last game.
This doesn't look like a boat.
Oh my god, is this the train?
You may have called it in one,
It's
Aidan.
my blood. It's a lot of my blood.
What? Oh!
Oh, we're at a bad angle.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Whoopsie.
Oh no! Oof! That broke your back, buddy.
Oh, Drake's fine.
Make him humble.
He can withstand anything.
With sweet kicks like that, I bet so.
Oh boy.
Fresh white shoes, still after he's covered in blood.
It was just in the upper area. He's fine.
Do I have control? I
Yes,
do.
you have control. So
Rock
instead of
on.
launching you into a shooting tutorial, it launches you into an arguably more intense platforming tutorial.
Oh boy.
I'm so glad you're
And for
playing
everybody-
this and not me.
Oh yeah, I know, Aidan.
And for everybody wondering, anytime that I screw up or die, it's only because there is a mic in front of my face. I am a good gamer, and I'd never screw up in games.
Oh no!
Ever.
Never ever.
Okay. Can I jump? Probably not. Oh,
Yeah, it tells you to.
Joe, you've done a little bit of platforming in the first game. You already know the basics of this.
I do, but he's hurt right now. So
Oh yeah, you control basically the same way. He moves a little bit slower than he might on normal circuit. He moves in general. He moves a little bit slower in this game than he does in the first game. Because in the first game, they were just like, oh, that's shimmy speed. Let's just make that completely unreasonable. He can move like a monkey man.
Oh no.
Come on.
No.
I'm waiting for the QTE prop. Uh-oh. He's having a real rough go at it.
So stressed.
Oh, this is different. Okay.
I'll reiterate. I'm so glad this is you and not me.
No, I remember like there specifically we got comments on the Mario Galaxy Ramble where people were like, Aidan is getting stressed out over the least stressed out game ever, and I was like, ooh yeah, I can't wait until I put her in front of an Uncharted game. She's not even gonna need to play. She's gonna have a panic attack the whole time. That's great content.
It's just I don't.
No music at all either.
This is gonna be a whole other playthrough of people just leaving comments of Jacob's just doing this show to mess with his friends.
Well,
okay.
You are very lucky, Joey.
I'm very good at video games.
Just
actually.
do another compilation video of me screaming.
Okay, now.
Caution.
Okay.
Oh!
Generally speaking, this game is a little bit better than the first game about it. If Drake's hand is fully extended towards something, that usually means the jump is safe.
Where does it want me to go?
You can just pull yourself up, I believe.
Oh.
I believe it just wants you to pull yourself right up on it. Not quite.
Drake, my man. Yeah, okay.
Those little handholds, yeah. They're a little bit, in some ways they're better camouflaged and also more obvious than in the first game. I feel like they do a better job of making them appear naturalistic, but also generally better at telegraphing them as the series goes on.
Uh-oh.
Oh! More train to climb. Yay!
Oh.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So if his hand reaches out, you're allowed to do that.
Mm-hmm. It's usually the game's way of telling you that it's recognizing that there is a thing that you're about to throw yourself to, as opposed to just flinging yourself off the train to your death.
See, I didn't notice that until you said it, and it really felt flingy, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
My name's Nathan Drake, and I bet you're wondering
How I got here. No, this is one of the best. I bet you're wondering how I got here intros of all time.
Uh-oh.
You better move fast, squirrel. You better run, squirrel.
Oh!
I did it.
So when I said the thing about the train, I genuinely thought that was part of 3. Now I understand why you guys were like, oh, I wonder where that's coming.
It's like when Joey was like, I wonder when Sephiroth's going to show up in Kingdom Hearts, and then he showed up in Kingdom Hearts 1. Because I think you'd seen footage of him in 2, so you just assumed he was only in that
here we
one.
are.
I bet you're wondering how I got here, is what he's thinking to himself.
See,
where did my life go wrong that I wound up in this beautiful tropical setting?
Buy me a drink, sailor.
Harry Flynn? Hey! What the hell are you doing here?
I'm looking for you, mate.
Uh-oh. Should I be flattered or worried?
Maybe a bit of both. Come here. I've got a job for us.
Really?
The client is willing to part with a huge sum of cash if we acquire a certain object for him.
All right, I'm listening.
Now, you're not gonna like this.
Oh, no. No, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, you just hear me out for a second.
Flynn, we both know 2 people who were killed trying to lift something out of this place.
And one who made it out.
Yeah, barely.
I can't do this without you, Drake. You're the only one who's cracked it, and you know better than anyone it's a 2-person job.
No. 3, actually.
Right. And speak of the devil, here she comes now.
What?
Chloe Fraser.
Nate. Drake. Nathan. Drake.
Hello, Harry.
Chloe here's one of the best drivers in the business. She'll take good care of us.
I bet.
Right, look. I've got it all figured out. We go in through the sewer.
I'm loving it so far.
That puts us in the courtyard. From there, we scale up the wall, run across the rooftops, and just drop down into the exhibit hall. Bob's your uncle. And
yeah, I don't
what
think it's going to be
is
that
worth all this
simple.
trouble, I hear you ask.
I didn't, but go ahead. But that's it. An oil lamp. It's worthless. I don't get it.
Neither do we. That's why we tracked you down.
Well, it sounds like you're working for a nutcase. Some collector who's got too much time and money on his hands. And by the way, this is not worth any of it.
But there's more. How's your 13th century Latin, mate?
Where'd you get this?
Borrowed it from the files of the nutcase.
In Trebizond, we were set upon by thieves. Father, Maffeo, and I were robbed of our greatest treasures. This was written by Marco Polo.
Yes, that much we were able to work out.
Unfortunately, the rest of it's nonsense.
Hey, hold on. So that it should not fall into the wrong hands, I concealed my great sorrow in the unlikeliest place. The light of the great Khan shelters the fate of the 13.
See what I mean? It's just gibberish.
He's talking about the lost fleet.
Yeah.
I know, someone want to fill me in?
Marco Polo leaves China with 600 passengers and 14 ships loaded down with treasure from Kublai Khan. And he lands in Persia a year and a half later with only one ship left and only 18 passengers. Now, he recorded every detail of his journey, but he never told what happened to all those ships and the passengers.
So somewhere out there are 13 ships loaded with the Emperor's treasure waiting to be found.
Yeah, and that is what your client is after. Hey, look at this lamp. It's covered in Mongolian script. It must have been a gift from Kublai Khan.
The light of the great Khan shelters the fate of the 13.
Marco Polo hid something inside this lamp. Something that pinpoints the site of the lost fleet.
So, we're dicking this guy over, right?
Damn straight.
Absolutely. You in then?
What the
I'm
hell?
not sure I've ever heard it put quite that way.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Dicking somebody over?
Yeah. I guess it's nicer than the way I've heard.
Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong.
Oh. Does seem as though some things might have not gone
Now,
as
Joey.
planned.
I mean, oh, I see the shiny.
Joshua, stop. Don't cheat. Joey has to do the treasure hunting himself.
Oh no, you can screw off with that.
Alright, so unlike the first game, it doesn't pop the menu for you automatically.
Oh,
But
there's
yeah, here we
100
go.
in this one. I can't do all this by myself.
It's 100. Well, don't worry. Unlike the first game, we're not doing a 100 completion run of getting all the treasures.
Well, that's
we're just
even
gonna...
worse.
No, it's fine. Joey is going to get to enjoy the experience of actually looking around through the game and looking for the treasures.
No, I don't
We get to
wanna
have a
do
real
that.
treasure hunt this time. We're playing on hard difficulty, and you get to actually look for the stuff, dude. The actual experience of playing the video game.
There's not going to be one over here.
No, there's not going to be one over there. I'll go ahead and help you out with that.
but-
There's not going to be one.
Oh, this
Now,
is an issue.
I will point out treasures to you very occasionally, only if it's like specific ones that I'm like, I want to point that one out, or if it's like,
Oh,
you know,
no.
if I
Oh,
happen to
no.
notice a sparkle.
Am I
But yeah.
supposed to? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Aidan, also, you noticed it. It looks like there's a little sparklies on the ground. Those are the treasures. Keep your eyes peeled. We can all help Joey look for treasures.
I will
Play along at
need
home, audience. Shout out like you're watching a children's television program, and we'll ignore you because it'll be months later.
Do you see a treasure? Where?
They're good, and that's the thing is when you're playing. and-
Swiper, no, Nathan, no swiping.
I just noticed the snow.
So this is.
That's neat.
So we talked a little bit in the first game, not a little, about how it was the water game at the time, right? Everybody was like, look at how good the water is in this game. This was the snow game at the time.
Okay.
Does some neat stuff with snow.
Oh, hey there. Give me your pistol.
Wow, fancy. Now, before
I
you
can
move
still do
on,
this.
yeah, use your shoulder swapping. You keep going. I was gonna say something in this room, but it's not in this room yet.
Oh, it's shiny.
What?
Nope. Yep,
Oh,
there
yes.
you go.
Yes.
Good job, Aiden. You found your first treasure.
This is going to be all on y'all because I did not see that. Sarasvati.
Joey's got a microphone in his face, guys.
Oh my gosh, is this a character from Persona?
I am easily distracted, so this might be.
Where do I go?
This
Her
time-
eyes are like everybody else is like attuned to be paying attention to what's happening. Aiden has the reflexes of a cat. She's not gonna her eyes are gonna be glazed over for 90% of this game. And then somebody's gonna sparkle on screen. She's like, ooh, look at that.
Give me some ammo. Thank you. Same noise, too.
Yeah, same. I believe they keep that ammo pickup sound through the entire series. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh.
Of course it's locked. It's
I
always
feel like you
locked.
could wiggle through there.
You
Probably.
sure could, but
they're
instead
teaching
I'm
you how
going
to, they're teaching you how to shoot the
myself
gun.
by shooting
Don't,
that.
you're so close to it. That would.
Don't worry about
That's
it.
not safe.
Don't worry about
Don't
it.
try this at
Oh
home,
no!
kids.
You should have seen in the first game. We get to a locked door, and it's like okay, and we shoot the lock, and then he kicks the door down.
The whole door falls off its hinges.
It's like why didn't you just do that in the first place? I didn't use a shotgun or anything.
He's alive!
Uh oh!
Oh no! Oh, gee.
I didn't do that.
Nope.
Karma's a
that,
bitch.
that guy takes care of himself if you wait long enough. However, before you move on, Joey, I need to do something really quick. Walk back this direction, kind of over to where the light is hitting the ground there.
Yep.
And I want you to look up with your gun for me. I want you to aim up.
Oh!
My goodness gracious! Now.
Well, I didn't see that one.
So
Oh
Joey,
my gosh.
this game gets a little bit more devious about how it hides treasures compared to the first game.
That's quite rude.
That's awful.
You will
but
occasionally.
also pretty cool.
There will occasionally be treasures that are well out of your reach, and you will have to shoot them down, and occasionally you will have to shoot them down and remember where they landed, because sometimes you'll see them and they'll land somewhere where you can't actually get to them
Oh
yet.
man, I'm not even gonna get half of the treasures in this game.
Who knows? That's part of the adventure, Joey.
Those they look a lot better in this game, the treasures.
Yeah, there's a lot more detail on them. Hey, listen, the budget on this game was way bigger than the first game. There was Now I'm sure that this was probably
Are those snowballs? Can you? No, okay.
No. That's just kind of remnants of the because it doesn't the actual ground, like the snow is a flat texture, but it does those kind of effects around your feet to make it look like it's an actual simulation. There are spots in the game where the snow's a bit more interactive, but for the most part it's like this. It's a flat texture on the ground, and then kind of these trails that track you through the ground.
There was just a weird looking patch, and I was like, can you pick them up?
No, this is I don't know how much of this was hyperbole, but it makes sense to me since the first game was pretty much all on, other than at the beginning there were a couple of locations, it was mostly on one island, right?
Yes.
I remember one of the, kind of buzzword things they talked about.
Okay, that was not great.
I remember something they talked about before this game released, but
Cannot. Oh, I can. Oh,
there
okay.
could be something down there. There could be a sparkly down there. You never know.
We're already up here now, though.
But you could drop down and go find out, maybe. Who knows? One thing that they talked about in the run-up to this game was that they used, I don't remember the exact numbers they threw out, but they were like, we used a quarter of a Blu-ray disc or whatever for the first game, and with this one, we filled up the storage capacity of a Blu-ray disc or whatever,
Yeah.
right? No sparkly down here. I fooled you.
Shame.
But yeah, this game has. I mean, also just because the first game, like I was just saying, is in one location. This game is. When I was, I don't want to set anybody up to think this game is just a carbon copy of the first game with my comments of there's some
Yes.
stuff similar, because this game has a lot of differences, and one of the first ones right away is that the first game is you're out in the ocean a little bit at the beginning, and you go to some other jungle locations, but technically you're really on one island for most of them. The other locations you go to look pretty similar.
Ow.
Jeez!
In this game, we've already seen Tropical Beach, and now we're somewhere in the mountains in a train.
Are we about to slide again?
Oh,
Oh,
come on. Not again.
no! Dude,
Hey,
stop
ow.
going to trains!
How much internal bleeding?
A lot. Too much, honestly. A bit more than he could probably handle.
Well, it's not all internal. It's external at
Oh.
this point. Remember, he woke up with
Blood.
It's a lot of
A
my blood.
lot of my blood.
Less blood here. Greek key on the headboard and the wall.
I prefer the past. There's less blood. I liked it in the past when I wasn't bleeding.
When I could probably run normally.
Well, so much for foreplay.
I like
You
her.
mind telling me what the hell is going on?
You mean with Flynn?
Yeah, you might have warned me.
And missed the look on your face? Anyway, you haven't exactly made yourself easy to find.
Talk about making yourself easy.
Oh, you're not jealous. Let's not forget who walked out on whom. After all, you don't get to be jealous.
Wait a minute, Chloe.
If it makes you feel any better, my relationship with Flynn is strictly professional.
Really?
Mostly professional.
Oh,
When I figured out he was actually on to something, I thought you'd want to be in on the action.
so what's the plan?
Just like we said, we pull the heist, we find the ships, and we make off with the treasure.
With Flynn? Mm-hmm. And then?
And then we split the take 3 ways, and you and I just disappear. together this time.
I see.
Until then, he can't know about us.
He's gonna be pissed.
He's gonna be fine. Trust me.
No, I do not trust you.
Yeah, I like her, but I don't trust her. I 100% think that she's gonna dick these guys over too. I think she is a woman with a great sense of self-preservation.
Getting that sense. A
And
little bit of detection there, yeah. Uh-huh.
All
Yeah, so
right.
we talked a little bit, since we have seen a couple of cutscenes here. We talked a little bit in the first game, Joey, that obviously they did motion capture in that game, but they did not have a proper stage, and so they
Can I make that?
You can make that. Generally speaking, this game likes to mark its
I figured-
handholds either bright yellow, bright red, or white, depending on what's going to stand out most in the
I
general.
figured, but it looked a
background.
lot further away.
No, I agree. That jump, people get suspicious of it sometimes.
My doubts have ruined my.
okay.
It's ruined my world record pace.
You can also shimmy along that little side section there.
That's what I thought he was gonna do.
If you don't want to throw yourself to your death.
himself.
We got.
Dog Chang.
I am not gonna try to pronounce that.
Dog Chang.
Pogchang? It's
What
like
is a
that's an
Pogchang?
ancient Pogchamp, okay? That's an ancient Pogchamp.
That's a little bit faster.
Yeah, you got
it's a-
so much slowdown right now because you're injured. Oh dear.
I didn't realize we were that close to the ground.
Yeah, so in this game, instead of getting all wet, you get a little frosty. Just in time for Christmas, where we are in the present of filming this. Not in time for you folks at home watching this, though.
I was gonna say I saw a big open field in boxes. It's the thing from the loading, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, we won't see quite as many loading screens in this game because even in the original version of the game, they were usually masked pretty well behind cutscenes. But in PS4, the load times are obviously even faster, so we won't be seeing that much. But yes,
Stab
that is the
yourself to
doodad you
gain
see in the loading
power.
screen. Yeah, that's the Yamato. He stabs it into himself to gain a new weapon. I may be trapped out here in a frozen wasteland. The blood is literally sticking to my hands because it's so cold. But at least I have my thing.
Ewy.
At least I have my little demon knife.
I need more power.
4 months. Okay.
You sure you're up for this? Feel a lot better if I had a gun. We won't need them. A little insurance.
I don't believe that.
Flynn, they're just museum guards. And we have their patrols all mapped out. Relax. 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 Have you ever been in a Turkish prison, mate? If we get caught, they will lock us up and throw away the sodding key. You do realize that, don't you?
I like that they've all changed into their stealth outfits, but Chloe still needs to be wearing a sleeveless cut-off top.
Mistakes. Yeah, and we won't.
Nate is the only one that I feel like
We're here.
is dressed
Oh,
responsibly.
sure. Yeah.
The other two still are like, gotta have my necklaces and my arms out. He went for elbow protection.
Gotta show off my guns.
We need shotguns for the giant sewer rats.
This way.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is the first game, obviously they did motion capture, but they did not have a good soundstage where they actually they had to record all the sound later and match it to the motion, right? On this game, they weren't quite doing facial capture yet, but they did actually record sound at the same time as most of the performances because they had a better studio this time around. Significantly nicer studio.
This is quite a sewer.
What did I tell you?
Yeah.
That passage there is going to take us right under the museum.
You called it all right.
You need to have a little more faith in me, chum.
Okay, this one here is me.
All right, remember, that tower is our only way into the exhibit. But we can't even get close with those floodlights on.
We've gone over this.
Just make sure you cut the power by the time we reach the second courtyard.
The lights will be out. I'll have the van waiting at the rendezvous point. Just make sure you get your asses out of there in time.
Fair enough.
All right, enough chat. Let's do this.
Same with the dang low-rise pants.
Into
Chloe.
the sewer water.
See you on the other side.
Looking forward to it.
boots. Like, as a female, you can't move comfortably in those.
Chloe can move comfortably in whatever she wants to, okay?
No.
Sure you know
The
where you're
entire
going.
it's like the same as a low cut top. The
Oh, I
entire
got full
time you're
movement
worried
now.
about something coming out. It's not practical.
But we're running on video game physics, and the Japanese have done a lot worse with their games than this.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah, so you got your full movement now because you're no longer bleeding all over the place and half frozen to death and dangling
It's all
off
the
of
good old
trains.
days, isn't it? Yeah. When were
Does it
those
want me to go
again?
up here?
Yeah.
No, no. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
looks like that's just environmental flavor, Joey.
What? Do I not? Oh, okay.
Yellow. Look for
Oh.
the
No,
for the
I was.
yellow.
Oh,
you just
I
were
have
not.
to.
You have to,
I was holding left. I actually had to aim at the pipe.
Yeah, you gotta aim where you wanna go.
Oh, okay.
The versatility of it, because we talked a lot about it in the previous. You're still going to see a lot of the same aspects of kind of pre-canned stuff on the jumps sometimes in this game,
okay.
but a lot of the aspects of platforming had to get a little bit more complicated because they had to account for multiplayer maps with verticality. So there's a little bit more
Was there a
options in
shiny
how
in
it
the
turns how you
corner?
move.
Is there a shiny in the corner, or is it just no? Okay,
Just a
there's
reflection.
I didn't even look at the shiny down here. I'm so in the first game when I was playing it, I was just blasting through because I was like, well, we don't need the shinies. We got all of them.
There wouldn't have been any shinies spawned into your game because we literally found all of
Well,
them.
the thing is, though, like it actually did not save our progress.
Oh, it
just
didn't?
my
Okay.
trophies.
All right, got it.
Take us right into the boiler room. And from there, we're in.
Give me a lift.
In like Flynn, right? What? In like Flynn. I don't get it. Just give me a boost.
Oh, still a fantastic performance.
Mm-hmm.
Still on button.
Gosh, I gotta double check who plays Harry. I forget. The woman who plays Chloe is crap. Oh no, I had her name 5 seconds ago in my head. Claudia Black, I think. I gotta double check. Now I feel bad.
Almost
Oh no,
there.
I had it just a moment ago, and now it's left my brain.
We're gonna get up there and it's gonna fall down.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Claudia Black. I got it. Yeah. I remember watching an interview where she was after this game came out, where she was talking about how excited she was that she got this because when she went to the audition, it was basically like it was a performance and chemistry test with her and Nolan North, who plays Nate. And basically they gave her the script, right? And then during it, they basically when they started, he just tossed the script and just started as long as they were following the general structure of the scene, started improvising.
Right.
And she realized oh, we just get to have fun and goof around on this
Yeah.
job. I want in as soon as possible.
Those are the best kinds.
Hey, maybe I should be turning my flashlight off.
No, you can't do that. Flashlight stays on all the time so you can see where you're going.
That makes sense for a video gaming thing.
Yeah. So like I said, you can turn the camera where, like I was mentioning when we were in the cave in the first episode of the first game, that you can turn the camera wherever you want, and the flashlight keeps center of your screen no matter where his torso is actually facing.
Very good. Ooh, hold.
Interesting.
Reach up there and grab the ladder.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
That's not what I was expecting that to be.
No, that's gonna be it. Remember I mentioned to you
Yes.
in the first game the patented Uncharted boost? You did it with Elena one time in the first game, and he just did it for you a minute ago.
Yeah.
Get ready to do this about 300 more times before the series is over, Joey.
I like it.
Marvelous.
Let's
You are
do
going to
it.
boost somebody up to a ladder that isn't extended all the way, or to a platform where they're going to push a box off that you can climb on.
Yeah, I definitely have seen that in games numerous times before.
Can I?
I think you want to stand on that and then make that jump, probably. I love that when you turned around like that, you noticed that the light was filtering through that box you were standing up against.
Yeah.
Because technically, the way the game was interpreting the light source, it was inside of that box, even though you and the flashlight were obviously on the outside.
Ooh, that's cool.
Is he going to spy on us? It's an evil eye, it says. Is it just going to follow us around?
No, it's supposed to attract evil and capture it and keep it away.
I see.
At least the way that I understood it.
This is why we have you here for these things, Aidan.
'Cause-
So you can explain all this. We need more people in the show, covers more knowledge base.
Yeah.
This way. Not if you want to keep your skin. All right. There's got to be a shut-off valve around here somewhere.
Oh, okay.
See if you can find it.
Yeah,
then.
you are. Yeah, you had already solved the puzzle, Joey.
I had, but I wanted to know. Oh, it's just right there.
There you go.
Oh, I got a spammed button.
You got to do a little mash. You don't have to. You don't have to mash and then twist it like you did in a couple times in the first game, though. Because in the first game, you had to mash triangle to loosen a big spinny thing, and then you had to turn the stick to spin the big spinny thing.
Interesting.
They ease up on you a little bit with the QTEs in this one.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Wahoo!
the swingy thing like it taught you on the train.
But this isn't the past. It's inconceivable.
He didn't know that skill yet.
Oh no, you're right. I didn't even think about
That's
that.
a plot hole. He didn't know that he could do that yet.
Just ignoring the first game completely. There's so much yellow here that it's like I need to grab all
the
of
first
it.
game, so I'm not ignoring it. I am ignorant.
Oh my goodness.
There is some more. There is some new. I won't say platforming tech because the game's relatively straightforward, but there are a bunch of new animations and types of things to climb on in
Take
this
cover. Oh, just from this boy.
Use a brutal combo on
There
him.
should be a door just
game. No
around
brutal
this corner.
combos in this game. The melee's a lot
That's our
simpler.
access point.
Oh, there's a
shiny.
shiny
There's a shiny. Keep that in mind for later.
Tell
Can't
me.
get to it yet.
in the courtyard.
I'm here, aren't I?
Oh no, if there's a stealth section, I'm not going to be
Oh
good
boy,
at that.
Joey, get ready for a mandatory stealth section that introduces this game's stealth mechanics.
Uh-oh.
A lot of people really didn't like this level because there's a bunch of mandatory, if you get spotted, game over, restart from checkpoint immediately stealth stuff here. I honestly don't think it's that bad, but it's, I've also played this game. I've played this game 200 times, so who knows? Maybe my judgment is
Ottoman
off.
ring. Ooh, that's a... Ooh.
But I actually like the way that they've managed the tutorial in this because they, the first game throws you into a gunfight immediately, right?
Yes.
It's kind of limited in terms of its options because you're still learning the systems and you're kind of stuck in one place. Then the next game, then later on they do platforming through relatively low stakes, jungle stuff or whatever, right? I'll talk more in a
I
second.
pick more than my nose, my friend.
I bet you do.
There's an alarm. That's new since last time.
Great. Now what?
Well, I can disarm it if we can find the junction box.
Okay,
It's gotta
follow
be
the
around here
thing.
somewhere.
Precisely. Anyway, so
Robin
this, so the
saying
first
surprise.
game has you do the gunfight on the boat, and then throws you into some basic platforming in the jungle where you're hanging out with Sully to kind of teach you the mechanics. This game, I think, handles its opening and its tutorializing a little bit better because it gives you a platforming tutorial right up front, but it's a really intense, cool platforming tutorial. And then to run you through a little bit more stuff, it puts you into a relatively
Boy, that's easy.
yeah, pretty simple. This heist is a good idea because it's high stakes, but it's low key, right? Because you're there to be quiet and sneak around and stuff. So they can still teach you mechanics in a way that's engaging. There's stakes, but it's at a slower pace.
I got him.
I think it's a decent idea.
Press forward and tap circle. Okay. Oh.
Night, night.
So
All right.
last time around, you'll recall the only real stealth kill in the game was just snap dude's neck immediately.
Yes.
There are, for this level, a bunch of non-lethal stealth takedowns, and then there are even more lethal stealth takedowns later in the game, because this game actually lets you sneak around, believe it
I'm
or
not
not.
supposed to do this, am I?
No, you can't. I mean, what do you mean not supposed to? You're doing it, aren't you?
Won't let me in it,
This is
though.
content. I bet there's not another playthrough on YouTube where somebody climbs on that thing.
There's the tower. Yeah, but we can only get to it from the roof, and we can't get to the roof from here. We're gonna have to make our way to the next courtyard, through that gate over there. Well, let's do
That
it.
gate?
Could it be that gate that the camera just pointed at?
Treasures. No treasures.
No, it was down in the lower courtyard.
You're right.
I don't think it's in this particular room, though. I think it's a little bit later on in this whole sequence. Oh, you just
What?
skipped the tutorial on accident.
I really did. I was trying to press the button.
Form corner transitions, press L forward and hold. Hold O, and that'll let you literally whoop around the corner or something like that, right?
Like this. Quit walking away.
You can do stealth kills out of from cover now. If somebody's close enough to it, you can grab
Very
them right
good.
there.
So in one of these corner ones, there was a shiny. I think is where it was supposed to be.
Where is it?
It's not in this room, I promise.
Where is it?
All right.
There may be another one in here. I have no idea, but the one that we saw previously through that door, I know where that one is. Through the window, I know where that one is.
Where's the
Okay.
treasure? I
Not
need
here.
all 100 of them.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a slow playthrough. Hey, that's our motto here on Research Runs. That's what you sign up for.
Where did... I should have watched where he went.
You were in the right spot.
Was I?
Yep,
Do I climb this?
indeed you do.
Oh my gosh. I should have made these electrified.
That seems a little excessive.
Perhaps.
Oh, look at dude. He's just.
Yeah, wait, he's just waiting for you.
Uh-oh. What?
You're fine. Just go get to that cover point up there.
Okay.
These guys don't have very good peripheral vision.
I got the other one,
Look
so...
at these.
He's gonna get the one on the left. You
What
get
is
the one on the right.
what?
They're chilling.
So,
What are you judging them for?
Shield and then.
oh, okay, I gotcha. Okay, easy enough.
So in this game, your standard melee string is just 3 hits in the same way that the brutal combo was on
it's
the
a
first
light.
game, but you just do it with straight away. No clowning around. Drake has learned that he can do that anytime he wants now.
Okay.
He doesn't have to select between the good one and the bad one. No double ammo from melee kills in this game, though. But in that same vein, this game is much less stingy with ammunition than the first game.
I'll go right. You go left.
He's going right. You're going left.
Okay. But I bet there's a shiny on the right, isn't there?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I don't know.
I've played this game a lot,
now.
but I don't
Hey
remember
now.
all of the
Hey
treasure
now.
locations. Yes, Joey?
Quit
This
that.
is the tutorial. You're good. He's setting himself up to be killed. He's leaning against that pole. You can just go whack
Oh,
him.
is he? Oh.
Yeah. This is the tutorial. We're going easy on you right now. You could have done one from behind cover and grabbed him if you'd wanted to, but yeah. Instead of snapping his neck, he chokes him for a little bit, and hopefully he's still alive. Maybe, who knows?
You just take a nice nap.
Yeah, who cares?
Nice
He's fine.
nap.
I'm sure he's fine.
It's dark out. It's bedtime.
Absolutely. He'll mess up his circadian rhythm if he keeps doing night shifts.
Yeah.
Doing him a big favor.
We're just helping him
Oh,
out.
it feels like there's probably.
And hey, all we're
Shiny
stealing
over
is
there.
some crappy oil lamp, right? Really, we could probably just negotiate some kind of deal with these guys to just pick the oil lamp up and leave, I would
Probably.
imagine.
No?
You're just gonna have to find a safe spot to drop down where you won't be spotted.
Why couldn't I have done that over there?
No, you could have, but then that way you couldn't have taken out that other guy.
He doesn't. Whoa! I didn't see him.
There you go.
Perfect though. We're good.
Oh, but the other guy got the other one. So
Perfect.
You did. Alright.
I am so good at video games.
Guess what? That's the one you saw previously. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's pretty.
It's a box.
Little amulet. Oh, a silver amulet box.
It's got
It's got braids.
I'll take it.
fancy.
Okay, we are good to go. Wait, no. What if there's something? What if there's something down here?
You never know. You never know, Joey.
You can peek.
Get treasures in the past and have the ones from the future in my pocket as well.
It's fine. It's fine.
How are you gonna find treasure if you can't time travel? Is what how are you gonna really know anything about history and really find all that treasure if you can't time travel?
Shoot.
I think that's just part of Nate's default skill
This
set.
Sneak right under. Whoa! Whoa! Not so fast. There's another alarm. Oh, great.
I breathed in real good and I got saliva in my lungs.
Isn't that the
Watch
best?
that. He made his fake gasp and he hurt himself doing it.
Oh dear.
All peeing is hazardous. Such a risk being in a Let's Play, isn't it?
Oh man.
I did like 3 times. Like just last night, choking on my own saliva. Like
Where does that go?
I don't know how
I
I
visually
function
can't
as a
see
human
because of the
being.
glare.
where.
He's trying to follow the red wire again.
I
He's
am,
trying to
but I
follow
don't-
the security
I don't
red
see
wire.
Oh, there
Yeah.
it is.
It's right there, but
Right.
I think it goes.
oh, I can climb.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
This game leans into the climbing way more than the first game does.
This way.
First game is used for like occasional, just like getting from point A to point B. The other, really not even just that climbing is used more. Verticality is used a lot more. There are a lot of spaces in this game
What's
where
that?
you're gonna have
Oh.
people up and down and all around, as
That's
opposed to the
pretty
first
cool
game.
though.
That's a terrible place for that box,
No, it's fine. That means nobody can get to it.
including the people that set it up.
But then once you turn it on, you don't need it anymore. You just get a ladder if you need it.
What about maintenance?
Ladder.
You could just like rope into those columns.
Yeah, you can come from that above area probably, right?
That actually might be destructive to the building. I don't know. It depends on what those columns are made out of.
What's the point of having these gates if you can just do this?
Go. You got
These
it.
guys are really strong, Joey, okay?
Okay.
Well, and they have
Hurry.
alarms on them now.
Yeah.
Ah, you're right. Actually,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah, that's what it was. Is originally they had this idea and it started getting exploited. And they're like, how do we fix this?
If we put an alarm on the door.
Easy.
As long as no small children try to break into the museum who could just slip through the holes in the gate, we should be good to go. As long as no expert climbers or small children try to break into this museum.
You do all the ass kicking. Head for the fountain. Okay.
Fountain's over on your right, just FYI.
There's 2 people. They're not moving, are they?
You do not need to get everybody in this room.
There's one more over there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 2 on the fountain. Okay.
I'm going to help you out a little bit here just in terms of tutorializing if you have any kind of difficulty. 'Cause there's a couple things I kind of want to I also would want to show you here probably. So if you take cover there, you don't have to be out of cover to take them down. Right? Like if you had performed a takedown from right here, there are a number of animations he can do. One that he could have done if you'd performed it from right where you're standing right now, he would have grabbed him and flung him around into the cover you were up against, right?
Okay.
I recommend hopping into the fountain real fast,
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
I recommend hopping into the fountain, taking cover against the outer wall, and rounding your way around to that other guy.
How fast?
First of all, there's a treasure here. Second of all,
Second of all, I did not mean to break cover.
if you push up against him and press square while you're still in cover,
Bonk. Very good.
just want to make sure you know your options because like I said, there's a lot more you can do with stealth in this game. It's not a full-blown stealth game yet.
That's
We're not
so
getting
neat.
to the Last of Us levels of. I mean, Last of Us is barely even not like it's a super duper complex
that's
stealth
stupid.
game.
That's stupid. Uh-oh, that's stupid. Darn it.
Ah well, you got
So,
caught.
okay, I
Joey.
was wondering, I was like, am I going to have to actually be up? Okay, well, I can test it on this guy now.
Yeah.
Because I was like, do I need to actually be grabbing it, or will it make me mantle it as soon as I did it? It wasn't clear.
No, you need to. Do we do any pull down takedowns in the first game? Is that a thing in the first game or not? I don't even remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
go
In
back to
this
where you
this
were.
game, you can, if somebody is standing on a ledge and you climb up underneath them, you can grab them and pull them off the ledge. We're gonna see a bit more of that as we go on here, but yeah. So there's several different
That's not
different
hard.
animations he can do here. So I won't tell you which one he is gonna do, but yeah, that's the one that I was describing a second
I like
ago.
that a lot, actually.
So you can leave that guy at the fountain
Yeah,
now
you're
if you
right.
like. He's not important. So I wanted to make sure you knew you could do that. But yeah.
So wait,
this-
do we still have the treasure?
Yeah, we saw the treasure. You're
Okay.
good. That
So-
persists across lives.
Oh my goodness.
Push up against that wall. Just push up against it, into it, and press X.
What?
Don't do that. Press X. Grab it,
I
Joey.
know,
What are you doing?
Okay,
Now
spot
he's too
me.
far away.
Spot me. Spot me. It's weird that circle or that rolling actually is an audio thing because that's how you get into cover. So I don't know.
I think it was just you were making two. I think if you when you were throwing punches, that also made noise.
Yeah, well, I threw punches because he had spotted me already.
Now
so-
let's be very. I think you got spotted the first time because you threw punches though.
First time
'Cause you're
it
trying to melee him through the wall.
I was. Well, I wasn't. Like I said, was not sure.
This game is not the stealth in this game is not super duper complicated or well designed because generally it's what we've talked about previously. You dislike, you get spotted, everybody instantly knows. Usually stealth in this is just there are a few opportunities at the beginning of some encounters to take a few people out.
Yes.
It's not really designed for entire encounters to be stealth usually. There you go. Now that one really wouldn't have done much to the guy because he didn't fall that far. Oh, you got
Crap.
spotted anyway.
What?
I guess the guy at the fountain. Maybe you do need to take out the guy at the fountain.
Maybe I do.
Maybe you made too much noise. No, it was because he heard you and spun around anyway. I think you need to be slower and quieter, Joey. You're too loud.
Ah,
You can get that guy there too if you want.
I can.
You don't have to wait. You
You're
can.
right.
Whatever you want to do.
Next time when I screw up, that's what I will do.
No, there are people who are really frustrated with this level when it originally happened because it is you are kind of having to learn on the fly. So let's be clear. I wasn't saying this is a perfect tutorial, just that I liked it conceptually as a non-lethal heist where it's kind of slow paced and not as high stakes, but they can still teach you a lot of the mechanics. A little bit further. There you go. Weren't quite lined up with them there.
I liked seeing the marble through the water. There.
Yeah, and the reflection of all the lights and the rooftops
so
and
here.
stuff. Go ahead.
So
Climb up. And push right up against the wall and climb up. Do it again. There you go.
okay.
He did not take a very long fall.
Stop.
He did not take a very long fall. Usually when you do that, people are going to be falling from decent heights, and that's why it's actually a takedown.
Now, are you guys gonna cease?
That seems.
It seems like
They both got their back.
he's turning around.
For the most part, the opportunities in this sequence are pretty telegraphed because they're just trying to teach you the basics and get you through the whole sequence. It's not too difficult.
And he's gonna take.
Yeah, Harry's gonna get the other guy. Okay. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry
I
about.
could use that. Oh,
That's a flashlight, not a gun.
I could still use it.
Now we just gotta find a way up to that window.
Drake, shut up!
There's a lot of bloody windows.
No, these aren't bloody. They're bloody on the train.
Oh my gosh. I'm bloody on the train.
Everybody was bloody on the train, I think. I don't imagine anybody got through that and wasn't bloody afterwards.
That's fair.
Well, I think as soon as you get through that bloody window, we're gonna have to say next time on Uncharted 2, we'll see what's on the other side of the bloody window. I guess I'll hop inside and we'll see what's on the inside first. What's in here?
Whoa,
Yeah, I know.
What's
that
inside?
made me nervous.
I see rope
And a
and
bell.
a box.
Wow.
Well, we'll see what's around the corner in this room, I guess, on the next episode of Uncharted 2. Why not, right? Woo! The mystery! Ooh, what treasure will we find? I don't know, probably nothing. but
Nothing
yeah.
right there.